A message by Alaigbo Development Foundation. Take it very serious, share it and know that we are no more joking here. We are now getting serious, our elders are now getting serious. Different non-governmental organizations, groups among Igbo nations are now speaking up because the evidences are here for everybody to see. Yes, to give you a little of what Alaigbo Development Foundation ADF is all about, Alaigbo Development Foundation is a major organization that leads the charge for economic and social justice on behalf of the Igbos. It is a registered non-governmental organization that brings together Igbo intelligentsia, elders, clergy, patriotic public figures, women and youth, both at home and abroad, with the main objective of protecting, ensuring the survival of Igbo, their culture and civilization, as well as the development of Igboland. It was established following the International Colloquium on the Igbo question in Nigeria held in Enugu, to be precise, in March 11th to 14th, 2014. Alaigbo Development Foundation ADF is mindful of other ethnic groups who are our neighbors and who, because of their bond with Igbo, people of Igbo descent, suffered a great deal during the Civil War and continue to suffer even to this day. So there is an active effort by ADF to keep up good relationships with ethnic groups who are neighbors of Igbo. The aims and objectives of ADF: 1. To protect and promote Igbo culture and civilization. 2. To produce a comprehensive Igbo national charter for the immediate and long-term restoration, renaissance, and development of Igboland. 3. To encourage research, documentation, and social actions on various issues that affect Igboland, her social order, and her peoples. 4. To organize periodic fora and social actions in furtherance of the above. 5. To cooperate with organizations that have similar objectives. And 6. To publish the result of its engagements. This, according to Professor Uzodimma Nwala, is the president of Alaigbo Development Foundation. Please do well to subscribe to our channel as you watch the video right now. As subscribe, please click the notification bell. Thank you, all our return subscribers, and may Elohim bless you. Biafra shall come. We can't surrender the land given to us by our ancestors. We must defend it with everything we have.
Fellow compatriots, Umunem Igbo, wherever you are, all over the world, and also our friends, global community. This is a declaration by Alaigbo Development Foundation, ADF, on the raging insecurity in Alaigbo today. Before we air this declaration from the Board of Trustees of ADF, it is important for us to recall the key factors in the raging anarchy in Nigeria. In the first place, we want to say that 1969 is not 2021. Therefore, it's important to let those who do not know what happened in 1966-70, especially our late listeners and our brothers and sisters in the Southwest, North Central, and good part of the South-South, who, due to false propaganda, fought against the Igbos and Biafra in the 1966-70 war. We're happy that today they have learned their lessons like us in a bitter way. It is inconceivable that they will be deceived again any longer this time around. It is therefore too late to play the typical divide and rule in the Southwest, Southeast, South, and North Central. It's important to emphasize the causes of the current insecurity, banditry, and kidnappings in Nigeria. to wit, unchecked killer herdsmen with AK-47, killing and maiming people, trying to take over their land on the various indigenous peoples of Nigeria. They killed indigenous peoples, and our president barely said to the indigenous peoples, they should find a way to live with the herdsmen. That is to say, the victim should surrender their land, freedom and land, to his rampaging kinsmen, the Fulani jihadis. Thus, the surge of herdsmen and invading jihadis in all communities in Nigeria. This was never like this before. You can see a major democratic shifts. Like these surely go with conflicts. What about the nepotic appointments of his in a multinational, multi-religious, multicultural society like Nigeria? What about opening of our northern borders to the ethnic groups of men 14 years to 40 years? Migrations is not done this way. What about paying ransom to kidnappers in the north? Boko Haram hoisting their flag in many parts of the north, especially Niger State. The indigenes of Niger State are forced to pay to them. What a shameful humiliation. The federal government, which is unwilling to tackle these problems in the north, has invaded Alaigbo, killing and maiming and abducting innocent citizens for daring to resist the takeover of the ancestral lands. Unfortunately, Alaigbo is considered by him as the weakest link in the chain of possible resistances to the conquest agenda of the Fulani. He is desperate to force our people to repeat the mistakes of 1967-70. To this, we say never again. Alaigbo and all others affected parts of Nigeria are much wiser today. Never again will the jihadist tactics of 67-70 succeed. Never again. But Buhari should be reminded that all the victims of the Fulani hegemony are now astir and awake. And the songs of freedom are now surging from the innermost recesses of their hearts and raging all over the Federation. Never again. What we are witnessing today is the death pangs of an artificial federation breathing its last. It is in the light of the above that the Board of Trustees of the Alaigbo Development Foundation has a declaration of the Alaigbo Development Foundation on the raging insecurity in Nigeria today. The Alaigbo Development Foundation Board of Trustees. The title of this declaration is Defeating the Conquest Agenda while Preventing Anarchy in Alaigbo. To all lovers of peace, adherents of democracy and the rule of law, we say no to anarchy in our land. But we shall not and never will surrender to the invaders. We say yes to preemptive, robust self-defense. We must defend the land bequeathed to us by ancestors with no apologies. However, we must not unwillingly allow anarchy into our land and space. Thus, we say no to any non-defensive action by our youth. Our innocent youth have been rigorously aggrieved, unquestionably. However, we urge our youth to never initiate an assault or reprisal attack on the military, on the police, security, governmental and public installations without justifiable provocation. We urge our youths, however, to dutifully defend our cities, communities, religious installations and symbols, our forests, farmlands, and rivers with patriotic courage. Remember, this is what we are reminding the world. In 1929 and beyond, our brave women and Amazons defeated the colonial masters in Igboland, starting from Olokoro and Aba. Our illegally enslaved but gallant brothers defeated Napoleon Bonaparte's army and liberated the island of Haiti in 1804. Thus, Haiti became the first black republic in the world. Our scientific ingenuity during the 67-70 Nigerian Biafra War astonished the world. In hindsight, some mistakes were made, and we are now living through the fallout. But we say, never again shall we be lured into making those mistakes. Finally, we condemn the declaration of war on Alaigbo and her neighbors by President Buhari. While even his home state, Katsina, is daily ravaged by various bandits, including his beloved Boko Haram, President Buhari's soldiers and the allied Fulani herdsmen are abducting and killing innocent youth from Alaigbo and other Christian pastors. No sane leader can feel unperturbed as President Buhari, while his nation is in flames. It's to be noted that President Buhari's recent speech is a classic case of hate speech. Unfortunately, while Twitter has recognized it for what it is, the Nigerian National Assembly, that's expected as a body to call Mr. President to order, has maintained very embarrassing silence. Mr. Buhari should remember that Igbo are wiser today than they were in 1966, 67, 70, when they lost the Biafra War due to internal strategic errors, propaganda, and international conspiracy. We say, never again shall we allow ourselves to be lured into the error of 1967. This statement is signed by the President of our Alaigbo Foundation, myself, the Chairman of Devt, His Lordship Bishop Obi Bezuonu Bogo, our Acting Secretary, Dr. Onyi Beneche, Honorable Abionike, Chairman, Edia Publicity Bureau. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.